Sorry, I don't usually do all this kind of back stuff, but I'm learning, so it's okay. So we want to do that because every day our own happiness is in our own hands. Our own happiness is not dependent upon who's the president, which language we speak, which country we're in, which gender we identify as, what food we like to eat, what pet we have. None of this is real lasting happiness. Our real happiness is already in our nature of remembering to turn inward. Too often we get distracted. Like the Tibetans have an expression, the eyes see everything but themselves. It means we always get distracted, right? The sense forms from our eyes, our ears, our nose, our taste, our touch. All this makes us grasp onto kind of sensual experience. There's nothing wrong with sensual experience. We can get happiness from that. We just have to remember that's a temporary happiness. It's very fleeting. Beautiful things that we see will just disappear very quickly. Like if we have beautiful flowers, they're there for a few days, but then they'll wilt, they'll go quickly. Beautiful scent is there, but it goes quickly. A beautiful sound is there, but the song is over and that's done. A beautiful taste is there. I know a lot of my young friends send me all their pictures of their food that they're eating, and His Holiness says, yes, enjoy the food, but also remember what it looks like in a few hours coming out the other end, It's there temporarily and it's transforming into something else. So we have to remember that. And of course, touch and sensuality with that, it's good. We need a massage. We want to exercise. We want to be healthy. But eventually our bodies are in the nature of change. And they're going to create what, like in my case now, I'm waiting for the hip replacement surgery. What in my earlier life brought me lots of joy, being very athletic, playing basketball, riding my bicycle everywhere for transportation, for marathons, whatever. Wonderful joy. I loved it. Well, now I need a new hip. That's just how it is. The physical form is going to change because it's built in the nature of change. However, the awareness of the mind, the true nature of the mind, if we really purify to get to that true nature, is in the nature of stable awareness, clear, pure awareness. That is the real essence of mind. And in order to get there, we can train to remove what keeps us from recognizing. That's why shamatha, the practice of shamatha, is very helpful. This calm abiding. So we start to sit and notice, oh, there's the movement of the breath, the body's moving. But the watcher is not the breath and the watcher is not the body. That one that's aware, counting in, out, rest, that's something else. That's your mind. That's your awareness. And that's your real superpower when you start to recognize. That's amazing. That's the great hope for humanity, I'd say, that when we get more beings recognizing, and we say, yeah, actually, His Holiness has said, when we understand that there is a cure for suffering, we should spend every moment of our lives finding that cure. And if it weren't possible, I wouldn't encourage you to do it. I wouldn't be following this path, but I know it's possible. Absolutely. I'm 100% certain. It doesn't mean you have to become a Buddhist monastic or um, you should investigate anything I'm saying, and if you have questions, we should discuss. But you can ask yourself, do you feel better from your meditation practice? Do you feel better when you come into contact with these kinds of teachings? Better meaning your mind is becoming more peaceful, more calm, your anxiety, your fears decreasing, your happiness, your joy is increasing. You're not as irritated, you're not as distracted towards things that don't increase your happiness and knowing your innate happiness. You have to check up for yourself. This is what drew me to Buddhism. The Buddha said, don't believe anything anyone says, not even if I have said it, unless it accords with your own knowing. You yourself are responsible for your happiness. So this is a very powerful and positive statement, I'd say, from a teacher, saying, I believe in my disciples. I believe in the people hearing the Dharma. The students will be able to understand this and they will check for themselves. That's very empowering. Let's, before we go to the next meditation, let's pause for a minute here and have any questions or comments and anything from this little Dharma discourse. If anybody has anything to add or ask.
Tenzin, this is
Yes.
Eileen.
Hi, Anne.
I, I just want to say that I actually really enjoy how you explain a lot of this, because it just, for me, either, reading or hearing over and over just helps to really deepen my understanding and my ability to settle. And I really like the way you are sharing this teaching. So that's what I want to say.
Thank you so much. I rejoice. I'm very happy if it's helping even one being a little bit, then it's so valuable, so beneficial. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, we have to keep our practice simple because in simplicity, we can find practicality. And of course, even in simplicity, there's so much complexity. So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But like this, we could say in our own mind stream, on the physical level, it's easier to understand. If somebody shot us with a poison arrow, there's a teaching in the sutra. We wouldn't say like, "Oh, wait a minute, before you take the poison out of me, who shot that arrow at me? Who is the one who shot me? Oh, what kind of wood is that arrow made out of? And actually, by the way, what kind of poison's on the tip?" None of us would do that. We'd say, "Hey, I'm poisoned. Get the poison out." And the Buddha's saying this in the same way through his teachings. We need to look deeply into the mind and try to understand every living creature has Buddha nature, has this beautiful clear light mind awareness. And the only reason we don't recognize is because no one's told us about it yet. In the West, we've never heard a teaching like this because there's no teaching like this, not in Western psychology. Probably the closest is maybe Carl Jung had some ideas about it, but the Buddhist teaching is very unique in this way because the Buddha's whole process was exploring mind. And this is a very beautiful ancient teaching that's lasted almost 2,600 years. So obviously there's something to it. Why I think it hasn't grown more popular amongst humanity is you have to do the work. You can't just be saved because you've seen, there's a beautiful picture of the Buddha there in Arlen's picture. Here's the medicine Buddha here. You can't just see the Buddha and start praying to the Buddha blindly and have faith. I mean, some people do, and it seems to give them some kind of peace of mind. But in our tradition, in Tibetan Buddhism, which sometimes is called Vajrayana or Mantrayana, now His Holiness is calling it Nalanda Buddhism, which means there's a philosophy behind the teachings of the Buddha. And we can really, we're all quite educated people, and using our own wisdom, we can follow the philosophy, which is the body and the physical form and the senses are one kind of materialistic existence. But the thing that's navigating that existence is mind. And mind is non-physical. It moves through the body. It helps the other senses work, but it's not the same. So there's a sense consciousness through the eyes, through the ears, through the nose, through the mouth, and through the contact of touch. But without mind, none of those sense consciousnesses can work by themselves. Without mind, without breath, we're just corpse. So this is very important that we have the capacity to deeply understand that we can become aware of that awareness and how precious, really. And the Buddha also said, yes, there are other forms and other realms that beings abide in, and there's a God's realm because people believe in the God's realms, and the gods are there because people believe in them, and then they come into being, but they also change very quickly. For example, the Greek gods aren't there anymore, the Roman gods aren't there anymore. Maybe a few Norse gods are still there, but they're changing all the time. Right now, the big gods that are coming up are the Christian God, the Muslim God, all the Hindu gods and goddesses are still having some good, worship and following. But the Buddha said even the gods and the goddesses will change all the time. But this teaching of nothing to do except investigate the nature of reality yourself through your own mind and through your own wisdom, your own understanding. This is coming from mind, which is like beginningless and endless. No one ever saw where it began. No, Buddha didn't really talk about that. How did it come into being? When will it end? Buddha just said it is something you can experience because you have it, and you need to just look inward for it. So you just look inside, and then you say, "Oh, do I have now, forget about the poisoned arrow. Do I have these three poisons? Am I ignorant because I never thought about this before?" Well, we could all say, yes, we never thought about this before because no one's really even found where mind is yet. Do I have attachment, thinking that everything I've come to understand, the way I was socialized, the way I've studied, that I've got life all figured out? Well, I'm still attached to everything I see, but I haven't really looked deeply into its nature. So I have attachment. Yes, we grow attached to our pets, to our families, to our friends, to our likes. And then when our likes don't get met, sometimes then we have dislikes. Then we have anger or hatred. So when what we want to have happen doesn't happen, automatically the opposite will happen. If we don't get what we want, oftentimes we get very upset. We get angry. Or if someone prevents us from getting maybe we have what we want and someone takes it away from us, we get angry because we're attached to what we want. So we have mind habits that are, the Buddha called these three poisons: ignorance, kind of greed, attachment, and then hatred, anger. But he said those are not the nature of our mind. They're just things that have come out of habits of not recognizing how things come into existence and how we can let those things go that don't serve our highest purpose. So there are ways to get rid of this ignorance. Ignorance is first like what we're doing together now, wisdom, training with questioning, starting to question, oh, I never thought about where is mind? Where does mind live? If I say mind, where do you think of mind? Is it here? Is it here? Is it there? I hear it, I get all those responses from people. Generally, people in the West say, if I say do an experiment. Where's mind? Close your eyes. If they open the eyes, most people from the West are pointing to the head. Most people in the East, in India and in Hong Kong or Taiwan, they'll be like here in the heart. This is mind. Sometimes people are like out here. They don't, where really is mind? We don't know. And we should think about it and we should laugh a little bit because this is what's creating our whole experience of our human life is the mind. And so that's a good thing to know that its nature is been defined by the Buddha as clear, clean, primordially pure. So there's no way it can ever be bad or negative. That we can have bad mind habits, we all know, that create unwanted, you know, conditions like anger or hatred. No one likes to feel getting upset when they get angry. And strong anger can lead to hatred. And we know ourselves, honestly, we don't like it when we feel angry. No one else around us likes it. Even if anger is just even a little frustration, it doesn't feel good. So we can train to not let that state of mind necessarily arise. It doesn't mean we accept everything, like kind of just blindly accept, oh, the world's perfect as it is. No, we can see what needs to change, but we're not going to change it through anger and hatred. We're going to change it through wisdom. We're going to change it through altruistic love, through altruistic compassion, through joy, and through equanimity. We're going to want those things for everybody, no matter what they believe in or what they're doing, because everybody's the same, wanting happiness, not wanting the suffering. That starts to help us clear our poisons out when we start to cultivate these mindsets. So, any comments, any thoughts, any sharing?
I have a comment question. Um, I feel so empowered when I start my week like this, and I can feel myself slipping with distractions by the end of the week and into the weekend. Do you have any tips for how to catch that and encourage yourself to come back to the meditation? Obviously, I know discipline is a big part of it, but any wisdom that you could share, I would be appreciative.
Sure. Thank you for that, Kate. That's a very good insight. And I know most of you are, working and have busy weeks and schedules, but I can't stress enough how much a daily routine is important. That's why monastics live in nunneries and monasteries, because we have very strict discipline in our daily routine for our practice. So for you as a householder, as a layperson, I would just say make sure you can set up your morning practice at least 15 minutes every morning. Try to do that in the middle of the day. Maybe not 15 minutes, maybe just 5 minutes. You take some time mid-morning that you do a 2 to 5 minute meditation. Taking that break, instead of having the cup of tea, you take a breath break, do your meditation. Middle of the day, during lunch, you could go for a nice mindful walking meditation, just shortly, but take in things. Then right in the evening, before you eat, again, gratitude for your food, centering again, and then definitely before bed, 5 to 10 minutes, unplug from the machines well before sleeping, 30 minutes before, and try to keep that going every day. Just like you would take vitamins, or you're thinking about how much liquid to drink or how many steps, just try to set it up simply like that, but keep it going. It does take discipline, but I know all of you can do that because, you've all trained to study, you've gone to university, you've mastered many things. So that's the mindfulness with the awareness that you remind yourself, I feel so good when I start my day, start my week like this, and now I want every day to feel like that. And then you get in touch with your teacher, or you send an email and you ask, oh, Tenzin, what do I need to do? I'm slipping. Give me something for today. You all can email me anytime, I'll just shoot you a little word back and just give you a couple of resources that you can go to. And voila, you'll do it. The more you practice day by day by day, you will not allow yourself at some point to let your day go longer than one day that you've missed your practice, because you'll realize the qualitative difference from not having that in your day, not having that mindfulness, that awareness, that peace, and that goal towards making yourself feel better and better and better because you're taking that responsibility. Wonderful, really wonderful. And you don't have to push it. It doesn't have to be long retreats, hours in silence, just little sessions, many sessions. Practical. Driving your car. Oh, you're at a stoplight. Let's come back to the breath now. Every time you see red, red is like a color of power. Every time you see red, let's go back to the breath. You got to play with it. You got to make it your own. Be creative, so that it's inspiring you. It's giving you enthusiasm. Yes, joy. Okay, I'm going to play the next meditation now. This is a guided meditation, the metta meditation. And metta is really this universal love, this aspiration, just the same way I want happiness. All beings are the same. From a little insect, it wants happiness its own life, to a dog or cat. Cats are purring and dogs wag their tail when they're happy. They express happiness. Same way I myself in my heart of hearts want that. All beings are like wanting that, not wanting the suffering. So let's go to this metta. Lovely guided meditation by Samaneri Jayasara. If I can do here we go. So this one you can close your eyes.
Position for this metta meditation. The main thing is just to feel comfortable and relaxed in whatever posture you're adopting. And I'll simply give some guidance on how to practice loving kindness meditation, or metta, based on the traditional format. And first, it's important just to center your awareness within the body, connecting to the breath, so that you feel present, connected. Letting go of any disturbing emotions, distracting thoughts. Using whatever methods might help you to do that you practice as your meditation. And just spending a few minutes to really come into the present moment. And once you feel centered and focused and present, consciously bring into your mind the intention, the verbalization. May I be well. May I be peaceful. May my heart be at ease. May I be well. May I be peaceful. May my heart be at ease. And you can repeat this slowly in your mind a few times. If you wish to adapt it somewhat, using your own wording, that's fine. The words should just be simply focusing on the intention of wishing yourself well. And once you feel a sense of goodwill towards yourself, acceptance, compassion, loving kindness, regardless of whatever counter thoughts might arise, you just wish them well and let them go. Then we can turn our attention towards someone who we find very easy to feel loving kindness towards. And if it's not a human, it might be your pet or an animal. So holding an image of that person or animal in mind, again just using a simple statement from the heart. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May their heart be at ease. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they experience much joy and happiness in their life. And if you find it quite easy to feel loving kindness towards that person without excessive attachments, you can extend these thoughts, these intentions of loving kindness towards others who are close to you. Your family, your friends. You can bring them each to mind. And as you repeat that intention, just try to feel the warmth radiating out of your heart, from your center. Radiating and expanding into space. And directing it towards these people, these beings. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May your heart be at ease. And we can extend these feelings, these intentions of goodwill further out towards the community, towards your country, towards the whole world. May all beings be happy. May they come out of conflict. May they come out of hatred. May they be free from delusion, from fear, from greed. May all beings realize the deeper reality which connects us all. May all beings be happy. May they be peaceful. May their hearts be at ease. And if there's anyone in particular who you feel you are at war with, who you feel you have conflict with, then if you feel it's possible, you can send these same good wishes to them. Or ask within your own heart for forgiveness. Or send them forgiveness. May they be well. May we come out of our conflict, out of our hatred. May we be free from fear, from confusion, from delusion. May there be peace in the world. May there be harmony between all beings. May your hatred cease. And may the light of wisdom arise in the world.
Okay, thank you. Let's continue our metta loving kindness without ending it, but coming out of the meditation just now, filled with that beautiful intention, that powerful aspiration. And let's carry that onward into our week. Another thing you can do is we've been recording these, and I'm going to somehow figure out how to get them on the YouTube channel somebody set up for Tashi Getseling. I have to meet with someone who's more skillful than I am about that, but maybe later this week. So that if you need another little reminder later in the week, you can always click back on into one of these sessions and remind yourself of the practice so that you have the video, the recording, and you don't have to try to make your practice up if you have more time and you want to renew your practice by Thursday or Friday. You can listen in again and just replenish yourself or go to which part of it you think will serve you the best. You know, that's the good thing about YouTube. You can skip over some things and just speed up to a part of a video that you need. And I'll try to post the link to Samaneri Jayasara. I haven't met her in person, but we've connected online, and she's just a wonderful nun, a Buddhist nun. She's in a different tradition, but it doesn't matter. She's down in Australia in her hermitage, and she does these beautiful guided meditations. And I'll put a link on the Tashi Getseling YouTube channel so that you yourselves can explore some other of her meditations that might serve you well in your practice. So I'm just going to close by dedicating our merits that we've cultivated today in our practice together. This hour has gone very quickly. We're a few minutes over. But we always like to give away these positive intentions, these positive qualities that we've created together. And for the benefit of all mother sentient beings, we say, may all sentient beings attain their relative and ultimate happiness through these very virtuous white merits that we've created together. Jangchub Semchok Rinpoche Maske Panam Skegyorchi Kepar Nyampar Mepar Yang Gone Gondu Pelwar Shog. In English, that sounds like this: Bodhi mind, which is this altruistic mind of awakening for the benefit of oneself and the benefit of all beings, having great affection for all, not ever leaving anyone outside of our metta, out of our loving kindness. Bodhi mind, may it arise where it has not yet arisen, and where it has arisen, may it flourish and grow forevermore. Gangri wa wei korwe shinkam dear, pendang dewa maldu changwene, chenrezi wan tenzin gatsoi, shapezi te bardu ten gyor cheek. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezi remain in life till samsara's end. So, you know, the Bodhisattva, the Buddha of compassion, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, always encouraging us in this oneness of humanity, this metta, universal loving kindness, not getting distracted by the state of the world on the outside, but cultivating our true essence on the inside will bring world peace when each person, when each being is dedicating their own health and happiness to cultivating peace in their own mind. That's the true place that we only can find peace. The more each of us is doing this, the more the world will transform towards world peace. So I wish everybody a lovely week. Yes, we'll send out another, maybe next week's reminder for Maine Moment will have the YouTube channel link on it so that you can tune in. We'll hopefully have our recorded sessions up by then. And in the meantime, if you have questions, if you want to be in touch, you can always be in touch through the Tashi Getzeling email, which is tglmaine@gmail.com, or to myself, ventenzin.dassel@gmail.com. I really am here for you. If you have any questions, you have any comments, you have any requests for a session of Maine Moment that you'd like us to focus on. In the past, we focused on fear, on pain. Tonight we focused on the happiness, so let us know. And until then, shine on, friends, shine on.
I just want to wish you Losar Tashi Dilek because I probably won't see you before then, and lovely to reconnect with you. And I will be praying for all auspicious circumstances for your health.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Arlen. Great to see you, and Losar Tashi Dilek with you as well. To
Thank you.
everybody, the Losar, the Tibetan New Year's coming up soon. And this is a very good time in our practice to think about the last year, purify things that we want to change, and to, again, recommit our intentions day by day for the future upcoming time. I'll also just say, if you are able to and you'd like to, we always offer all the programs through Tashi Getzeling for no charge. But we do have, Dawadoma and I are monastics, and we do occasionally need to get some groceries. We have some good grains that people have donated to us, but as you all know, it's quite expensive here in the US, so sometimes we have to shop. If you want to do a donation on Tashi Getzeling, all of our donations go only towards supporting the Dharma activities. And if you can't, then it's fine. Just send your love and prayers, and that's as good a payment as any. And we're happy, hope to see you again next week. I hope all of your holy aspirations come to manifest swiftly. Take good care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Tenzin.
Okay, thank you, Abby and friends. Thank you, everybody. Colleen.
Today,
Okay, Tudeche.
Julie.
Jule. Have a lovely week.